thank's going to be rank. Ugh.
Wow, I can't believe that happened. Hold on. You have to. Can you leave it off
for a little bit?
Okay, that's cool. I got like a.
By the way, I'm going to be an asshole here. I'm going to be a full-on prick. I never should have cut off my longer hair, but I did so. Just But Tim Pool is 39 years old. I'm 40. I'm 40 years old. Tim Pool's from Chicago. I'm from Chicago. There you go. All right, take it all in. Take it all in. Take it all in. I'm just saying, hey, if you had to follow one person from Chicago, Tim Pool or Kit Cabello, it should be Kit Cabello.
Wow, I can't believe that happened. Hold on. You have to. Can you leave it off
for a little bit?
Okay, that's cool. I got like a special.
I'm greasy right now too, though.
Ew.
You do actually have more hair than I thought you would.
Do I?
Can I have the Pepto-Bismol?
Why?
I have a sudden stomach ache. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the podcast. For today's guest, we have Team Russia. Please welcome in.
All right, welcome.
The one about Tim Pool. That guy, I don't know, he's like an online creator, was paid to promote Russian propaganda.
This is just fake.
You were not paid?
I was paid a lot of money by a lot of people.
I heard that there was that guy, he was paid $100,000 per episode to do it. Is that not true?
It's not true.
So it was just an accident that you got paid $100,000 to promote Russia?
Never promoted Russia.
I'm just saying, it was just that whole thing where you got paid to run the show from Tennant, the one in Tennessee, was just a joke, just an accident. You didn't know that they were being funded.
They weren't being funded.
You just said that they were funneling money.
No, I didn't. I said
or something like that.
The DOJ made an allegation and abandoned the case, and there's no evidence.
Okay.
There you go, Timmy boy. Timmy Turner. There you go. But here we go. Hold on. There's just a little bit more here because I got a little breakdown here because it shows a lot about the podcast world and how a lot of people are being called out, especially people like Tim Pool. Let me just go and pull this up here.
Decentralization. I was very sick.
Decentralization? Tell me a little bit about that.
It means that we're better off without. There's a mix between if you have no central leadership, everything's fucked up. But if you have one person ruling everything, it's even worse.
No, it's not. Not if he's the great white hope Donald Trump.
That's the exception. Decentralization.
Continuing on. Hold on. There's a reason why I'm playing all this because all of this is beautiful.
Okay, fine. Let's move on. What do Tim Pool, Dave Rubin, and Benny Johnson have in common?
Russia.
Yup, and I wasn't even going to tell you. And when you say Russia, that's like not super specific.
What do you mean?
Like if I said, what does Matan have and Tim Pool and Mike have in common, you wouldn't say Russia. So can you give a little detail on that?
What do Dave Rubin, Benny Johnson, and Tim Pool have in common?
Related to Russia.
They're whinging online grifters.
Correct.
And they complain for money.
That doesn't have to do with Russia yet, but I could see where you're going.
Grifting.
How many rubles do you have?
I don't have any rubles.
You don't?
Mm-mm.
So they paid you in cash?
Who paid me in cash?
You know who?
Russia. No. Okay. So what's the purpose of playing that video? What is the full purpose of it? Well, okay. So for those who know, Matan has like a podcast in which, he really trolls the shite out of a lot of his guests. Some people panic. I will give Tim Pool credit here. He handled it way better than a lot of other people who seem to have meltdowns or get fully aggressive or want to punch Matan. All right. But nonetheless, it really says just how far kind of Timmy boy is kind of like falling down just a little bit. I mean, yes, he's got a lot of millions of followers, but there's the same Tim Pool who also had the audacity of making this statement when it comes down to the Epstein files, because you could say one thing and do another thing altogether, right? I mean, people do flip-flop on issues, but the Epstein list, the Epstein issues, the Epstein scandal all these politicians knew who Epstein was, and you had all these right-wing influencers who in turn made a good quick buck off of building off the hype, calling out all the data and information and evidence that looked extremely suspicious, especially when Epstein, quote unquote, self-deleted himself. But now he has the same audacity to say stuff like this. This is just one thing in particular.
This is more about, I think, money. Just like I think the Epstein case is more about the international banking cartel.
It is
than
that.
anything.
I think that's why they don't release the Epstein list, is because all the bankers are on it.
Yeah, Roseanne, it's not just because of the bankers, because Trump, Bill Clinton, everybody's favorite movie director, maybe actors, actresses, everybody's there. Everybody's there. Yeah, see, including Trump.
I think that the Epstein list would, if they were to release all that evidence, it's going to cause damage to the liberal economic order.
Yeah.
You know what I think?
And the conservative Republicans who are in power, who take money from Wall Street and big banks, same Wall Street and big banks that give money to Democrats. Just throwing it out there.
I think the Epstein list would compromise the Saudis and the Qataris and
Swiss.
Yeah, but I think largely the Middle East.
The Middle East, look, hold on. First of all, this man's a moron. And he is, okay, of the highest order. First of all, look, we all know about Dubai and all the stuff that happens there. If you don't, okay, you could look it up, but don't watch it on a full stomach, because there's a lot of crazy stuff that goes down in Dubai. All right. So just a lot of crazy things. Just throwing it out there. But the Epstein list is something else here, because Jeffrey Epstein knew a lot of people in the West, Western leadership, Western politicians in the USA, in Canada, and even in Europa. So what are we getting at here? We're only gonna go to the Middle East. That's it. The Middle East, Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, Yemen, Oman, Kuwait, Iraq. What? Say again?
And the Qataris and
Swiss.
Yeah, but I think largely the Middle East. I certainly think there's going to be a lot of people from Europe on it as well. But my point is, you get in, no matter who you are, and you go into the skiff or whatever, and they say, okay, you want to look at the Epstein stuff? Look. And then you're like, hey, wait a minute, that's a Saudi prince right there. And they're like, that's right. And if we release this, that's going to shatter the petrodollar. They're going to dump oil, align with Russia, and the U.S. economy crumble.
Bad cookies. I've been noticing that too. That's a subject for another day. I've been noticing Anna Banana's been making a change too.
Do you still want to release this? And you're like, holy crap.
Yeah.
Now, for me, I'd be like, yep, let's go. But maybe Dan Bongino wouldn't want to do that. Maybe Cash wouldn't want to. Maybe Trump wouldn't want to do that.
Yeah. Okay, huh? Or maybe it's because the reason why the list is being hidden is because it's going to implicate a lot of people in the Republican establishment, the Democratic establishment, current and former United States presidents, being both Democrat or Republican, maybe royalty, British royalty in particular, Canadian politicians across the political spectrum, big-time bankers, Wall Street executives, CEOs of major Fortune 500 corporations, tech billionaires, Hollywood directors, movie producers, CEOs, actors, actresses, musicians, music label owners, etc., etc. So, the people at the top 1% living in the fancy Hollywood mansions. Maybe it's because it would all come crashing down and the American people would finally wake up and realize they're being ruled over sociopathic monsters who at the same time, too, have the audacity to pass laws trying to protect kids online when they won't even protect kids at all, period, as kids are being trafficked, as people are being assaulted, as people are being abused. Right now, Congress is on a vacation, folks. And then, of course, you have these influencers who get all the figgy pudding, who have the wonderful algorithm and rhyme supporting them. But for once, occasionally we could see them embarrass themselves, just once.
I'll hold your beanie and you hold my money. Let's make it even.
Put the money on the table right there. No. Put it close. Put it close. Move it closer.
No, I'm not retarded. I'll give you.
Just put the money right there.
Take your hat off.
I will. Put the money right there.
You have to give me a verbal agreement
I'll give you a verbal agreement. If you put the money in my hand, I'll take my head off.
Yeah?
Yep, contract, sworn, pinky.
You're gonna take a different hat off. You're gonna tell me you didn't tell me when you took the hat off. I know these games. There's no way you're gonna do
I
it.
will take my hat off in this chair right now within 10 seconds if you put that money in my hand.
Wow. I can't believe
Ugh, I could smell the stank all the way from here. You can see the guys here just cracking up.
that happened. Hold on. You have to, can you leave it off?
For a little bit.
Okay, that's cool. I got like a special.
I'm greasy right now too, though.
You
Ugh.
do actually have more hair than I thought you would.
Do I?
Can I have the Pepto-Bismol?
Why?
I have a sudden stomach ache.
Oh boy. May the memes run wild. But there's a bigger picture here. All right. You know, since Trump got elected in office, he hasn't followed through with his promises. We know this. War in Ukraine still ongoing, money being made. Peace in the Middle East. Listen, you have a better chance building a snowman in a volcano than peace being achieved in the Middle East. I'm so sorry. Trump is not going to do a ceasefire. Releasing the Epstein files? No, he ain't going to do that. He ain't going to do that. I'm sorry. That's not going to happen. Pardoning Miss Maxwell? I could see him doing that. Do you see Trump following through on things? No, because he's a politician. He's part of that club. I'm sure there were a lot of people who voted it on for Donald Trump to bring in change, you know, to throw a wrench in the system. But how could somebody throw in a wrench in the system when they're part of the system? Donald Trump said it best in 2016. When asked about money in politics, this was the dead giveaway during the first Republican primary, 2016. When money in politics was brought up, Trump said, I give these people money and they do what I say. And then came in the rise of a lot of these influencers, you know, left and on the right, you know, people who want to hypercharge emotions, who build a mass following. And then when they say that this person is going to do this or a promise is going to be fulfilled, they say, no, don't focus on this. Don't focus on that anymore. Disregard this, disregard that. Brilliant job, politicians. Brilliant job, influencers. You know, you're leading people to become more enraged. Listen. Hold on. Mastermind Hour says this. Cookies. Thank God he didn't offer Tim $20 to drop his pants. As far as I'm concerned, listen, not to be a prick here, but I got some long, beautiful hair, and I'm wearing some pretty fashionable pants. But a lot of these people are going to be exposed. Because the longer Trump starts denying, you know, those Epstein files, people like Tim Pool, you know, I wonder how much further they're going to, you know, go along to be embarrassed like this. Because again, you know, he had no business showing up on Matan's podcast. I mean, and what he's trying to do, I think, in my opinion, is just, I don't know, maybe go along with the roast, go along with the humor. Didn't he make a whole career of putting on that beanie so that no one would recognize him? You know, I remember one time somebody from Antifa actually took off his beanie hat and he got so upset. Like, dude, the next time you take that off or you touch me, I'm knocking you out. Like, Tim, you want to be inconspicuous? The thing about being inconspicuous is not wearing a beanie during a hot summer day. You know, it's like, hey, why is that guy wearing a beanie? Oh, that's Tim Pool. Oh, okay. I could smell him all the way from here. Just throwing it out there. Just throwing it out there, folks. Hilarity all around. Oh, we live in a clown show. Hey, so when is Trump going to drop the Epstein list? Place your bets, folks. And how many times do you think a lot of these influencers, you know, are going to be saying, oh, no, don't worry. Trump's got a plan. Trump's got a plan. Yeah, Trump's got a plan to keep things quiet and making sure all of us forget it. That's what he's going to try and do.